Hi, can just about sort of talk today. So what we're doing today, I'm going to try to bake 3 things, but I'm not baking them all together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do the Hefeteig first. Then I'm going to mix up the Mohnteig. But I'm going to show you how to make the rainbow cakes as cupcakes. So first, I'm going to measure out the butter for the Hefeteig. So I want to show you how to do multiple baking in one day. Because what you do, you leave your doughs to rest while you do your baking. So I'm just going to put my oven on to 180 to get it warm. So preheat the oven while I'm mixing up my yeast dough. So I've got I'll leave that in there for a minute because I need to do the butter first. So I need a spoon and I need 60 grams of butter. So just get the weighing scale ready. So I'm using plant margarine, it's a deli. So it's plant margarine, so 60 grams. So shake it in there. It's a bit hard to get off the spoon. So that's 59 grams, so that'll just do for now. So I'll use the butter that's left on the spoon to base the bowl. So I just clean the spoon, but I will use the spoon again because I'll need more butter for the other mixture, if you get what I mean. So I'm going to put that in the plate over there and just baste, because what you need to do is just baste the bowl that you're going to put it into so it doesn't stick. So that's one of the bowls. I'm going to put that bowl back over there because I don't need that now. So what we're going to put into there, well, I've already done the yeast mixture from earlier because it has the yeast packet inside. So it doesn't matter what brand you use. I feel like I've got a frog throat stuck in my throat. Because the throat's so sore. So this has just got water in, 180, is it 180? Let me just check how much water, I can't remember. Each packet has different instructions. So like the Cafe one has a different amount of water, the Roof brand has a different amount of water, and the Dr. Oetker one has a different amount. So you have to check the packet to see how much water you're supposed to add. So what I usually do is warm the water up, then add the yeast packet. This one comes with a yeast packet. So I add the yeast packet to it. And then I had 3 to 5 teaspoons of sugar depending on my mood. So let me just check. So this is 160 grams of warm water. So I'm just going to wash my hands. Got sugar mixture on it. So then you just let that mixture leave it to rest in the microwave. And then what happens? The yeast ferments. So there's always got his butter and the yeast fermenting in there. So now this is the baking mix. So it's a plain mixture that comes in the packet. So where's my scissors gone? So it's basically a plain packet. So if you see the heifers offs on my Instagram, they're never plain because I always add everything else to it. You can add whatever you want to it once the dough has risen. So I do this mixture, this is the basic dough, but I add nutmeg to it. So nutmeg is called, in German it's called Muskatnuss. Basically it's nutmeg. So I use this grinder, it's easy to do. Just means you don't get it all over your hands. So I need to get a fresh piece of nut to put in it. It only grinds so much. So I just take the spare one and I put it back in there because I use the manual grinder to then get it off. So basically you just undo it and the nut is in there, it's not all ground. You just take, maybe if I do it over here so you can see. You just take the nut out, place it in the bottom and close it. It's a bit fiddly to do sometimes because sometimes the nut gets stuck. And that's it. And these are just, I keep the jars. It's not out of date, it's just that I just reuse the jar. So I just buy fresh ones from the shop which comes in a plastic bag, and then I just place it. And then these other ones I'll just grind up with, I'll show you. So before I got this one, I used to use this manual grinder. So you can use a manual grinder to grind the pieces, that's it. But with my allergies, I just find this one easier. This one's from Chibo, or Chibo. And I think it was about €8, I'm not sure. 8 to 10 euros it costs. And of course I got the purple one. But they have done them in blue as well. So the blue is like this kind of a colour blue. But I love purple, so that's why I had to get a purple one. But I don't think they have these in stock at the moment. You can check online on Chibo's website. I just like to go into the shop and get it instead, because I like to see what I'm getting. So they do have Chibo in Kaufland and Riva and these other stores. So that's just my mixture there, if you can see it. Hopefully you can see it. Oh, hi. Didn't realise anybody was on. So that's the mixture. So now we're going to put the door hook on. So this is the door hook, which does all the doors. Not door, I mean doors in this kind of door. Not the door that you close in the house. So it takes 1 minute or two just to mix it up, so hopefully you can see it. Hopefully you can see it mixing up. If not, I'll just lift my phone up slowly without dropping it. So there you can see it. It just doesn't take very long. And you can use any kind of mixer to mix it. You can use the manual mixers, you know, the ones with the 2 whisk hooks. It's just that with allergies I use the mixer. I'll just pop that back on so you can see. So it's just easier with the mixer. It just takes a minute or so, as you can see, very quick. And that's all it needs. Just give it a quick on fast speed to make sure it's all mixed in. And that's it. And you'll see that's the elasticity in the dough. So this is the gluten and this is what I'm allergic to. This in the wheat. So I can't eat this stuff because I have celiac disease. So I make this for my family. They love this stuff. And plus it's a German bread. I love doing German baking. It's more interesting. I do different kind of baking, but I live in Germany, so I get fascinated by the German breads. I've stopped making sourdough because nobody in my family likes to eat it now because they've gone off it. And it takes a long time to make the sourdough bread because I'm doing my crafting. I don't really have time to do sourdough bread. And you have to keep the mixture every day. You have to renew the sourdough mixture. And I don't really like throwing the mixture, the mixture that you take out, throwing it away because it's a waste, because you're making it every day. So you need to use that to make every day. And if you're not going to make every day, there's no point making the mixture. So that's why I've given up making it now. Because what you do, you start off with the yeast, you start off with a starter and you have to make that starter for 30 days. And then after that 30 days, then your starter's perfect. Your sourdough starter is perfect to make perfect sourdough bread. Because you've been feeding it for 30 days with fresh flour. I wouldn't say meal, but that's German meal. Meal means flour in German. So I'll pop that back on because we're going to use that for the mum. So we're going to place our, pop this back so you can see. Hay fever allergies are bad because the window's open. So I'll just show you. So that's the actual dough. As you can see, the gluten's already working. That's how you can tell you got good Hefeteig. When you can see it like this. Might have to shut the window in a minute because my hay fever has started. That's it. I'm going to have to get tissue as well. Got sniffles from the... Somebody's cutting grass, I think, outside, or they cut grass because I can smell it. So this is the... And then what you do, you just place this in a warm area, not in direct sunlight, but just in a warm place. You don't have to place it in an oven or anything like that. Just in a warm room. I'm just getting another spoon because that's for me cupcakes. So yeah, you need to place it in a warm kind of area, away from drafts, because you want your dough to rise. So I usually leave it and then I bake this in the evening around 4 to 5 o'clock, or depending when I've remembered to do it. And if not, you can always leave it to the next day and bake it, but it's probably better to do it on the day that you've actually done the mixture. But there's nothing wrong with doing it a day later. In most bakeries, you'll notice, in a professional bakery where you buy your breads and stuff from, they actually make the mixture and they use it the next day. So they'll bake the batter up in the middle of the night, and they'll use the dough that they've done the following day in the bakery. So that's how they do it. So I'm just going to have to go and get a tissue because my nose is getting irritated. I'll be back in a second. It's not one allergy, it's another allergy that's irritating me today. It's not so bad. I need to get some water to drink as well. I've had all my allergy medicine, it's just not working today for some reason. I think because the pollen count is high and people are cutting grass. Yeah, and don't forget to keep hydrated. On hot days like this, you need to keep hydrated. So I'm moving spoons over there because I need... Yeah, and have a lid where you can see your dough. So when I put these in this, so you can actually have a viewing window so you can actually see your dough rising. So that's one dough done. Dough, I mean like the bread dough. I don't actually mean doughs. So the next thing we're going to move on to is the mum. I had to check to see what was in this because there was no yeast packet. So it's got icing sugar in it, it's got the moan. I'm going to take the moan out and put it into a glass jar so you can see it, because I don't actually like using all of the mixture in the packet. I'm going to get an empty jar to show you. I can find an empty jar. I did have an empty jar somewhere. Let's see if I've got an empty jar up here somewhere. I'll get one from here. This is why you need clean glass empty jars for baking, because you can put your stuff from the packets into it. So I don't really like, so this is the moan filling, as they call it. So I'm going to pour this into the glass jar so you can see what I mean by moan filling, without spilling it everywhere. So I'm just going to do it over here so you can sort of see what I'm doing. So it's poppy seeds, I think that's what they call it. Moan is German. And Füllung means just the filling. So the filling that goes in the pastry. So wiggle it about a bit. So I don't really use all this because my family don't really like the taste of all of it going in the actual one packet. So what I usually do is I place it in the jar, and then what you can do is what you can do is use little amounts. Like I use little amounts in the Hefeteig, another bacon because it's actually too much to put in this. So I'm just going to put that over here. So what I usually put inside this is raisins, and I add a bit of cinnamon as well, because they don't actually like the taste of them. And that's the icing sugar that goes on top, because they don't actually like the taste of just the So what do we need for this? So it says 100 millilitres of milk. So we're going to mix some milk up, but we're going to add some yeast mixture. So we're going to put 50 mils of milk in it. I'm just going to warm it up in the microwave for a bit. My nose is really irritated today. So I've already got the yeast mixture in here. So I'm just going to warm the water up for a few seconds in the microwave, just so then the milk mixes easier. So first we're going to measure out the butter. So it says 50 mils of oil, but I'm going to actually add butter instead because the butter gives you a better taste. So let's add the butter first. So it's 40. I think that'll be 50. Well, it's 45, but a few more drops makes it first gone to 50 mils, so that's fine. So we're going to rub the butter into this, where we're going to store the dough. Can't think today, my brain's a bit slow because of the medicines. So we're going to base this bowl. We're going to base the bowl. It's going to go into, so that the dough doesn't stick. So now we're going to add this is the yeast mixture that I made before, for the other thing. So we're going to add that because the yeast actually helps it to rise. I'm going to have to go and get another tissue because my nose is really irritated. So try to get all the sugar out of it as well. So this was just water with a teaspoon of yeast and some sugar to activate the yeast, because this helps the dough to rise and become fluffy. Because you want nice fluffy rolls, cinnamon rolls. Maybe that'll come out with the rest of the water. So let's just get a tissue. The other window is in the window is shut in the pantry. I don't know what's caused it. It needs to look. Oh dear, that's it. So now what we're doing, oh yeah, the milk. Forgot about that. The water's in the microwave. So now we need milk powder. We use milk powder because being quarantined, it's easier just to use milk powder than trying to get to the shops to get fresh milk all the time. It's just easier to keep this stored at home and mix it up for baking. So it's just Marga milk powder. And this is from Kaufland, so you can get it from most supermarkets. So it's going to put a heaped teaspoon of that into it. And it just means for baking, you just got it on, you just got it ready, and you can use it whenever. So you don't have to worry about having to go to the shop just to get some milk. And it just means you can mix it up whenever you need it. So to mix that, we need the little coffee whisk. You can use a normal whisk, but I just have this to whisk it, so it just whisks it up. Whisks all the powder into it. So just make sure there's no granules left on there. So you just whisk it up. So this is for making coffee, but I don't really use it because I don't drink coffee. And my family's got that coffee machine, so they don't really use this neither. So the only thing this is good for now is for whisking the milk up for baking. So it does come in use for something. So I'm going to pour that into there. It makes quite frothy milk. About there because I'm going to be getting the rest of the thing out. Move these over here because I don't need those now. So now the mixture. So we'll leave the icing sugar in there because we don't need that for now. We just need the baking mix. So stay there, Mr. Whisk. Just rolling off the edge. So just pour the. So we're going to add a bit of nutmeg to this as well because it just gives it that nice flavour. So it's very plain, and we might add a bit of cinnamon into it as well. Because the baking mix is plain mix, it doesn't have any flavour to it. So we're going to add the nutmeg to it first and then add some cinnamon. You can add any flavours that you like to it. So I'm going to add some cinnamon to it. Find it. So I do have some dried cinnamon. So this is called zim or tarsin in Turkish. So you just need about a small quarter of a teaspoon. You don't need that much. It's not very strong. It's not very strong cinnamon. So move this out of the way so you can see. Move the scissors out of the way. Move this way so you can see it. So this shouldn't take long. I don't know if I put too much water in there. Might need to add a bit of flour to it because it looks a bit watery. When that happens, you can just add a bit of flour. So I'm just going to get some white flour to add to it. And it's not a problem, this is how you fix it. This is the solution. I think I should have added less water to it because I added too much water. So what you do, if it's too runny like this is, I'll show you what I mean without dropping the phone. If it's too runny like this, you just add a bit of dried flour to it and mix it in. So push this back while I get the dried flour. And say hi to the guys online. So get a spoon, another clean spoon. Find a clean spoon. And what you do, you put your mixer on and then just add your dried flour slowly. So as you add it, you can see how much you need to add. So I'm adding 3 for now and see how much already. That's enough for now. So I think I'll add 2 more dessert spoons of flour and then that should fix it because I put too much water in. Move the dried flour from the edge because it's all gone to the edge. And you just use a spatula to do that. And what that does, it just, because it's all gone to the edge, the spatula will just move it back into the centre. And what that does, the dried flour just mixes in and makes it back into that nice dough. So, going to add a couple more teaspoons. So just keep going until you get that nice glutinous kind of dough to it. You don't want too runny dough, as I said, sticky dough. You want a nice glutinous dough. I think I'll just add the rest of this packet because there's not much left in it. So move the spoon out of the way. So it's bio white flour from Lidl's. Costs under €1. It's not expensive. So I'm just going to finish whisking this up. So that's how you fix it if your dough is too runny. Runny as in like it's not glutinous. Put too much water in. So just let that mix a bit more. So just need to get the dough off the edge and then mix it properly. The dry flour stuck to the edge. So I just need spoons to clean off the spatula without the thing falling off the whisk. So you want it all to mix nicely and then you can get your dough out. You don't want lumpy bits. So I'm just going to wash my hands because I've got dough all over my hands. So you want this kind of gloopiness, not too gloopy, but it's fine. It's still gloopy, but it's not too gloopy, if you understand. So I'm going to clean the dough hook down. And when you come to rolling it out, if it's still gloopy, you just add more dried flour, mix it in. That's what I usually do. But you want it to be rising, so you don't want to add too much dry flour. Until you come to rolling it out, then you can add more dry flour. Because this is a runny kind of a mixture, if you understand. Because I've made this one a few times before. It doesn't matter which brand you make of baking, whichever shop you get it from, it doesn't matter. It's how you put it together that matters. So if you, I need to clean this stuff off. You can fix any problem you have in baking. It's not too difficult to fix. Just clean all this mess off. Yeah, so you just add more flour to something like this. That's it's quite simple to fix. So you just get all. So as you can see, this already is glutinous. As you can see, look, blobs. So this is a different kind of dough to the Hefeteig. Quite like a runny dough, but you can add more flour, like I said, when you come to rolling it out, which I usually do. I can smell the cinnamon and the muscat nuts in it. So you can see, look, it's elastic. It's like an elastic dough, this one, compared to the Hefeteig. If you can see that coming off, it's like an elastic band. Has the elasticity. You see that? That's why I like playing with dough. Don't play with it. That's why they call Play-Doh probably. Because kids like playing with it. So just going to clean all this stuff off from the spatula. Because next we're going to do the rainbow cakes. Hopefully you've got enough time to do it. If not, I'll have to start a new live for the cupcakes because it's going to take longer to do this. Might have to start a new live for that because that takes longer to make actually. I need to clean my bowl as well because it's stuck with all flowers on it. Oh, spoon's falling. It's not good. Actually, it's not too much of the bowl. Still use it. So I had too much flour on it. Spoon, that's messy. So you leave this to rest like the other dough in a warm place away from cold drafts. So I'll be moving this afterwards away from the sunlight. Because you don't actually place it in direct sunlight. You just want it away from like drafty areas. So it rises double in size. I'm just trying to clean my spatula off. So I want to move this. I have to wash this up. Wash my spatula for your cupcake. So the viewing window is good because then you can see if it's rising, and if it's rising too much, what you then do, just move the whisk out of the way. Because the viewing window, what you do is you can lift that off to have a look as well. And then if it's rising too much, just take the lid off and let some air get to it, and then it'll go back down. But what you do, as soon as you lift the lid off it, then the air goes in and it'll drop back down. Because sometimes I do the yeast, or this one, the Hefeteig, and it comes right up to the viewing window, then I just lift the lid off and then it goes back down again because the yeast is activated. So that's the 2 doughs done. Just move those out of the way. So I need to wash my bowl though, or will it be okay? Let me just quickly wash the bowl out for the cupcake. It's got all this dough stuck into it, so I don't really want that on the cupcake. You don't want all this stuck on the cupcake mixture. And this machine that I got only comes with this one mixing bowl, fortunately. So I have to just wash this off quickly. The flour is just stuck to the second yeast dough is very sticky. It's stuck to the whole bowl. Clean bowl to do cupcake mixture on. So you need to wipe this bowl down so it's not wet and use it. So I'm going to dry the outside of it with a tea towel. Doesn't much about the inside, it's the outside that goes in the machine. So I'm just going to dry the outside of it. Because you want a nice clean bowl to do your cupcakes, because you don't want all that dough mixture stuck to it. So there we go. Let's check how much time I've got, whether I need to start a new live for this one, because... Oh, I think I've got time. Because the rainbow cupcakes takes a while to do. So the rainbow cupcakes, this is from a shop called Action. I don't know if anybody's online. Hi. don't know if it's still online or not. My phone's not working properly. So this is from Action, a shop called Action in Germany. And it's for under €2 packet. And for this you need to add butter, 2 eggs and water. So it's quite easy to make. It comes with 10 cupcakes, so I'm just going to have a look. 10's an odd number, like I said. I'm just going to get a tissue. 10's an odd number because a tray of cupcakes is 12. And I think I made some cupcakes the other day as well. So I need to wash my hands because flour's making me sneeze. So 10's a very odd number, why they give you 10. And there's another packet that gave me 10 as well. I just find it very strange why the cake manufacturer, oh yeah, it was Dr. Oetker. So why are they suddenly making, I don't understand why the cake companies, because my tray, that's by Zenka. I don't know why the cake companies are suddenly making 10 cupcakes. Are they trying to make people eat less or what? I don't know. Now let's have a look. Open this. So this one's got oh, so this one's got nice bright yellow, sunshine yellow cupcake papers. So let's put the cupcake papers in. No. So I'm going to get 2 more cupcake papers for my stash of cupcakes that I've got. Cupcake papers that I've got. So it's always handy to have some spare cupcake papers at home. Because the company doesn't give you enough cupcakes to make it in 12 in your tray. I don't like making 10, it just seems really strange. So I'm just going to get 2 more out of my stash. So I have these lovely. So these are from England, from a shop called Asda. So I'm just going to use these white ones. I've got white ones from somewhere, so I'm going to use 2 odd white ones. There's a pack of white ones in here from another thing, so I'm just going to use those 2 white ones. I'll keep the colourful ones for like birthdays. So, anybody know why the baking companies are only giving us 10 papers? If you know, please let me know. It's very strange. So, I'm not travelling. So let's see what we have to do here. So how much butter do we need? So let's sort the butter off first. So what do you get in here? So that's the actual colourings. Oh, so the colours. Oh yeah, I did this last time. I forgot. So each packet comes with a colour. You have to mix each colour up. Oh, so that's good that they're all separate. So we need. So what I'm going to do is put 1 egg in each. And it says 135 grams of butter. So if it's 120 grams of butter for 8, 12. 45 grams of butter into each. So let me write that down. Where's my pen gone? The pen's fell down. I think I did this last time as well. I had to work out how many grams of butter. So we need 45 grams of butter and 1 egg and 15 mils of water in each packet. So each packet, that's easier to do rather than mixing the whole mix and then trying to get a third out of each packet, which is quite difficult. So this is a lot easier to do it this way. So I like the fact that Action have done this, that they've got the colour packets separate like this, the mixture. So it means that we're measuring out 45 grams of butter, 1 egg. So the butter. So I'm going to have to get a fresh pack of butter because there's not going to be enough. So a little bit left. So we've got vegetable butter and vegetables. So I've got Rama vegetable butters. I'm not advertising these brands, I'm just showing you what I'm using. So I'm going to use 45 grams of Rama butter for this one. So it's a bit more solid, this butter. So 25. Oh, 44 grams maybe. I'll take this bit off the spoon. It might be 45 grams. Let's have a look. Where's my spatula on? Can you believe it? 1 gram of butter short. So let's have a look. Yeah, that made it to 45. So that's good. Let's put a spoon over here. So I'll need that spoon again. Let's put in the butter too. So now we need 1 egg. Got 1 egg here. 1 egg. And then we need 15 mils of water. But I'm going to actually add the milk powder to the water. So it's a bit more creamier. So, oh yeah, I'm going to separate 1 extra egg because I need the egg yolk for my Hefeteig, so I need to use the egg white yolk. So I'm going to have 1 extra egg white. So let's find the bowl to put it to. Or do I just put the whole egg white into it? Let me see. I might just put the whole egg white into one mixture. Because I need the egg yellow. So it's hard to separate an egg white because I just need the yellow. So this is how you separate it. You just need that for the Hefeteig later on. So you get all the egg white out. So rather than just having an egg white sitting in the fridge, might as well use it in the baking. So I do have this special thing that separates it, but this is just a quick way of doing it as well. It's very messy. So there's your egg for the Hefeteig for later on. So move that out of the way. Put it over here. So which colour shall we do first? What colour is this? That's the green, I think. And that's the yellow. We'll do the light one colour first. We'll do yellow first. So everything goes in. Oh yeah, the water, I forgot. Where's the water on? Nearly forgot the water. So let's add a bit more water to this. So to make it to 60, so that way we've got 20 millilitres going into each one. Just makes it a bit easier to work out how much we need. So move everything back there. So mix the water up with the milk powder. So 60 is easy to split into 3 rather than 40. Trying to figure out 45 or 50. So 1 heaped spoon of milk powder. The milk powder just makes it a bit more creamier for your cake mix rather than just putting plain water in. So that's why I'm adding milk powder to it. If you're wondering, there is a reason behind it. Now to figure out 20. So I get this with a cup to figure out the 20 millilitres. That's 20. You don't want to have too much or too little of it. Need the correct amount in. So it'll take 1 minute to mix up and then it'll go into the bowl. Now we need a bowl for that one. So that's, oh, we'll just use this pink one actually. So this is the plain cake mix with yellow. Sorry for that. So we're going to add a bit of baking powder to it. Make it rise a bit more. What the baking powder does, it just helps it rise a little bit more. So, I'm going to add this much to it. Dry mixture from the side into the middle. Make sure it's all mixed up properly. Because the bowl was wet, you see, so just to help it mix up. The dry ingredients stuck to the wet side of the bowl. So let's put that there a minute. Important to do it like this one. Easy to spoke in the good and trying to mess about the spoon. That's the real one. I just remembered because it's easier than messing about the spoon. So fiddly trying to get it out with spoons to do it into the cupcake. It's easy to pour it from the measuring jug. So, don't know if I've got another measuring jug for this one. Oh well. Actually, what I could do is, no, I don't know if it'll work because it's too thick. Let me think. Actually, no, because I could put it from the other thing, but it just means that the colours won't come out right, so I won't bother. I'll just do it this way. I was going to pour it from my portion thingy machine, but it won't come out right because the different colours are stuck. It won't be coming out like a rainbow because there'll be yellow at the bottom and then the green and the pink. It's not sectioned, it's one pouring. So I'm just going to put the plate under there to stop it dripping on the machine. So I'm going to pour this into here. So it doesn't matter if it's got lumpy bits of butter because that'll melt in the oven. Just get the rest of this out. Don't think we've got enough time left because this song's finished. So So I think I've only got 5 minutes left on live. Don't think I've got enough time to show you how to make these rainbow cupcakes. I'll have to start my live again, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start it again. So this is the yellow colour done. So next we're going to do the pink, I think. Or is it the green? No, pink. So where's the spoon gone? That's the yellow done. Next is going to be the pink. To wash my hands and then come off live and then come back on live again. You understand what I'm talking about?